All right, so this is the card. It features Stampin' Up! Mosaic Mood Designer Series paper. Now, I really love the color palette of the Mosaic Mood, and I also am enjoying that the patterns are really neutral. I've paired them up with Check You Out, and I've paired them up with the medium daisy punch. They've been very flexible with a little bit of imagination. So we're using the Mosaic Mood Designer Series paper, and we're pairing it with Love What You Do. So Love What You Do came out last annual catalog, maybe, I think. And it's been on my radar because I've been using it as cow spots. So if you follow Kitchen Table Stamper, you've seen Camp Wanna Stamp. This is our Camp Wanna Stamp project for animal sign. This is the project that goes with. The spots are from this Love What You Do stamp set. So I've really kind of reincarnated a stamp set that I've had for a year as spots on the cows, and thought, you know what, it's time to show everybody that it's beautiful in the using it in the way that it was intended, as flowers and watercolor. Paired up with the Mosaic Mood Designer Series paper. It's pretty cool. So it was fun to use something that I haven't used in a little while. What else do you need for this project? Well, I have got my layering squares framelits. That's how I do these little scallop edges. I've got my basket weave 3D folder. Got my tailored tag punch. If I've got a dovetail on my card, I've got a tailored tag punch. That's how I do that. I've got, let's see here. What else do I want to share with you? Stampin' pads for the project are Pool Party, Old Olive, and Poppy Parade. Got these awesome bird ballad trinkets. They're so cool. So in these little trinkets, you get flowers, bows, keys, and leaves. Carol says she finally got the tailored tag punch. Oh, good for you. It doesn't leave my side. I use it because I love the shape, but I also just love how easy it is. These bird ballad trinkets are just so adorable. And I'm going to do my second card with the key because I want my stampers tomorrow at Coffee and a Card to feel free to choose which one they like. Anyone would look really cute. That'd look good too. Maybe I should do the flower. Oh, decisions. Okay, should I do the key hanging on the next one, like the leaf? So instead of the leaf, hang the little key on there. Or should I do the flower instead of the leaf? The ladies are going to be able to pick their own little trinket tomorrow, and I don't want them to feel like boxed in that everybody has to have the leaf because they're all so cute. All right, let me know. We'll pick which one at the end. Ooh. Kayla says, love both. What a decision. That's exactly how I'm feeling. Maybe I need to make 3 cards. Ooh, I'm seeing some votes here for the key. I've got, what is this one called? Linen thread. And you're going to use quite a length of it because I wanted to pull that crumb cake through from the back up to the front. So I wrapped my sentiment panel 4 times and then tied a bow. So I'm just going to leave it on the spool. You're going to need about a good arm's length of linen thread. So those are our embellishments. The paper, the consumables for this card, let's see here. I've got scraps of Very Vanilla and scraps of Poppy Parade. Now anything that's like at least 1 inch wide by 3 for your Poppy Parade will work. Just grab your scraps. And for your vanilla, you're going to stamp your flowers first with Old Olive on the card, and then clean up and stamp with Poppy Parade, and then pop them up. So you need a scrap here for this one. 2 by 3 inches, 1.5 by 3 inches should do for that. Just grab your scraps. Now the pieces where the measurements matter. We've got mint macaron for our card base. It's 8.5 inches by 5.5 inches and scored at 4 1/4. There's our card base. Designer Series paper. It's Mosaic Mood. And look at the adorable hummingbirds on the other side. It's almost a shame to use those, to use the B side of that. Do you see that? Are you guys catching that beautiful embossed detail? All right, so that's Mosaic Mood. Mosaic Mood Designer Series paper. This is 3 by 5.5. I've got a piece of Very Vanilla. This is our sentiment piece. You need 1 inch by at least 3, but use up your scraps. I got one that's a little bit longer. Then my crumb cake cardstock is 4 1/4 by 2 7/8. And then I used my stitched rectangles. This is, I think, D. Yeah, this is stitched rectangles or rectangle stitched dies. It's the 4th largest one. It's 3 15/16 by 2 5/8. Okay. All right, I think that's all the supplies and we can get stamping. I'm going to grab my Stampin' Pierce mat and ink pads. Uh-oh, I almost tipped you guys over. Hope I didn't make you dizzy. All right, slide these to the side. I just love how this card turned out. I hope that you guys like it too. And again, if you live in the Chicagoland area, come out and join us. We have a really good time together. We're gonna start with that watercolor wash on the background. And you know, it's temperamental. You're gonna get some areas that are darker than others. It's not gonna stamp perfect, and that's okay. So let me just encourage you there on this point. I'm going to take this big watercolor wash and ink it up in Pool Party. And then I'm going to stamp it off on scratch paper and stamp it just about centered on our stitched rectangle. Now here you can give the ink some time to transfer. You want a soft effect, but not a non-existent effect. All right, we've got a little soft watercolor wash there. Now we're gonna slide the Pool Party aside and grab our old olive. And the old olive is for these flowers first. Let's get them all inked up. Keep putting my fingers in old olive. We're gonna stamp that over this watercolor wash. Oh, not perfect, but don't worry because we're going to cover it. Okay. Then next up, we've got these little spray of leaves. We're going to stamp that a couple of times. I'm going to do one here, first generation full strength. And then I'm going to bring one up here, do second generation. Ink up again. Then I'm going to do another first generation full strength. So 3 of those. And then the flower sprig, we're gonna ink that one in Pool Party. And we're gonna ink that one so that it crosses over the watercolor wash. So it extends past that little Pool Party wash. And then we're going to add a couple more flowers over here. And it doesn't matter that the stems kind of crisscross and we're stamped over the flowers, because now we're going to grab the chamois and we're going to clean off the flower image and we're going to stamp it again in Poppy Parade. And when we stamp it in Poppy Parade on the scraps, we're going to cover those areas that are all kind of crisscross and not stamped perfectly. So here I am sharing our coffee and a card for tomorrow. Coffee and a Card is 10 a.m. to noon tomorrow in my Chicago area home studio. We have a really good time when we get together, and usually I let the ladies know what we're making ahead of time as part of regular blog content. So I'm working hard at it, and time has just gotten away from me. So I thought, you know what? Why not go live? All right, I got this watercolor wash. This is the spot that I use for the cows, and I'm ink up in Poppy Parade and just stamping over these outline images. Yikes! Fumble. So stamp off and then over. So we've got a nice little two-tone effect there. Now I need a little bit more stamping. Where did I put my other Very Vanilla? Here we go. All right, so this is a 1-inch wide strip. You're gonna need it to be at least 3 inches long. Mine's a little bit longer than that. I'm going to stamp thank you. And here's where it's important. You want about 3/4 of an inch so that you have room to tie your twine. So I'm going to do that right here on the Very Vanilla, about 3/4 of an inch from the edge, hoping that I'm nice and level. Oh, not bad at all. All right. That's why I put them online though. Grab your supplies and try the project. I'll have a project sheet and I'll edit this video and have it there for your reference. Make the cards anyways. That's why I share them. I hope they're inspired. All right, have we decided if we're going to use the key from the Bird Ballad trinkets or the flower from the Bird Ballad trinkets? I saw a couple of people say the key. Should we just go with the key? I'm giving you some time to weigh in because I got a little fussy cutting to do. All right, I got a little bit of fussy cutting and some big shot work to do, some embossing and die cutting. Let me grab the Stampin' Pierce mat out of here. We don't need that anymore. I think we're done stamping entirely. And you know, I do so much better when I don't have so many pieces to juggle. So let's adhere a couple little things that we can. So I'm going to take my Designer Series paper and I'm going to adhere it on the card front with about 1/4 of an inch on the right hand side. So we're looking for an asymmetric balance here. We want a wider margin on the left and more narrow on the right. There we go. And then we've got the linen thread here. What I'm going to do is leave about 5 inches, so more than a hand width of the linen thread, and then I'm going to wrap 1, 2, 3, and come up this 4th time here. You know what I'm going to do? There. Now we'll tie a knot. That'll give us plenty of linen thread to tie a bow and either add the flower over the bow or tie the key on. All right, let's cut away the roll and get it out of the way. Too many things. It's making me batty. Wendy Carr says, pretty card. Thank you, Wendy. Let's show everybody. This is what we're making. Now, I've got my Poppy Parade flowers here, and I'm going to cut all 3 of them separate, and I'm going to cut them out so that I'm right on the Poppy Parade line. It's a little bit fiddly, but I love to fussy cut. This is my happy place right here. I know not everybody likes to. A couple of tips though. Hold your scissors with your thumb and your ring finger or your thumb and your middle finger and support the bottom blade. And then when you cut, when you're fussy cutting something, you're going to always trim away as much excess as possible so that it's easier to manipulate your paper. And then when you fussy cut, you manipulate the paper, not the scissors. Do you see how I'm turning the paper into the blade as I just open and close? So maybe that'll make some of your lives a little bit better for fussy cutting. I know not everybody loves it, but I'm not kidding you, it's really my bag. Carol loves to fussy cut too. Oh, Carol, you are my people. All right, so I'm gonna again kind of cut away the excess. It's easier that way, and just trim these guys out. While I'm cutting, let me just remind you that today is the very last day to register for Check You Out in the online classroom. I'll post a video about that. My very last reminder will go on Facebook later tonight. The Check You Out class is amazing. You can take it here on August 12th or to go. Just got to register today because I'm placing the order tomorrow with Stampin' Up. And Camp Wanna Stamp. Registration for Camp Wanna Stamp closes today also. So if you're on the fence about either of those things, get your registration in. Your payment is your RSVP. And you can just peek at the Facebook news feed, my Kitchen Table Stamper Facebook page, and you should be able to see all the information about both of those classes. Camp Wanna Stamp is here in my Chicago area home studio on August 10th from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. It's a full day retreat with lunch included. Showed you the cow projects earlier in the video. We're gonna make 12 projects. And yeah, I've got 2 seats left for that and just a few kits to go left. All right, so we've done our fussy cutting. That was good. It gave me a chance to talk to you about, check you out and Camp Wanna Stamp. Let's do some dimensionals on the back of those flowers and get them adhered to the vanilla panel. Then I won't lose them. I'm telling them all my secrets now. If I glue them down to a bigger piece, then I can't lose them in the shuffle. All right, get this back in here. So little mini dimensional in each one is good. And that little guy I had a half a dimensional. Now I'm gonna have to try to remember which one's which, because it does matter. You gotta put the right flower on the right stem. They're distinct enough. I think I got this. All right, let's set everything aside for a minute. I'm gonna just grab my Big Shot and my basket weave embossing folder. I love the deep texture this embossing folder provides. Uh-oh, I just saw a thumbs up. I don't know what was thumbs up though. Thanks for the encouragement. I love when you guys interact with me. It's fun. Look at that texture. Isn't that awesome? Haha, love it. All right, we got a really quick bit of die cutting to do too. So let me rearrange this machine. All right, so my scrap of Poppy Parade. I'm just gonna take the largest layering square. It's that stitched one. We're gonna go ahead and just put it off the edge of our scrap here. You don't need a whole square for this. This is a great way to use up scraps, but add a little something extra to your card. So all those long skinny strips you got. Grab your layering squares and make yourself little scallop trim strips. All right. All right. I saw a bunch of people say that I should use the key from the Bird Ballad trinkets. So I'm going to go ahead and grab one of those little keys. I want to show the ladies that they can absolutely shake it up. They can pick their own charm and it'll look awesome. I'm going to thread it through one of those linen thread. Then I'm going to tie, just because I don't want it to get loose on me. Even if the bow comes undone, the key is still secure. And a little bow. I think my bow on the other one might be a little big. Kind of competes with the sentiment, so I'll go a little bit smaller on this one. A little less in your face. All right. Ooh, that's cute. Cute, cute, cute. See that little key? Isn't that awesome? Let me cut off the excess here. And we're going to add some dimensionals to the back. Now, oh my goodness, we're almost done. We've got my Poppy Parade scallop that we just finished, and we're going to add some adhesive. You can use your snail here or your fast fuse if you're still using it up. I miss fast fuse. I don't know about you guys, but I loved it. All right, then we're going to about, I don't know, 3/8 of an inch from the top of the flower panel. Got a little wide with my adhesive there. You're going to adhere the scallops along the edge of the vanilla. And then we can go ahead and put some dry adhesive on the back of there. Snail will do too. We're gonna bring our basket piece in. And you wanna do a little off center, a little tilty layer here. What set is the stamp set, or is the stamp from? Lisa asked. Lisa, it's my all of a sudden new favorite stamp set. Love what you do. I know it's an old one, right? I'm marrying up brand new designer series paper. And I think when you get the brand new designer series paper, it really makes the older stamp sets look new again. So let me show you. This is the, just in case you don't know it just by the name, this is Love What You Do. It's an older one, like a year old at least, more than a year old. And when you pair it up with a brand new paper like that, doesn't it make it look fresh and new again? Carol asks if the Garden Lane Designer Series paper would look nice. Carol, I actually pulled that one out first, and then it got pushed aside. And I was thinking about it, but went on to a different project. And when I came back to this one, it hadn't crossed my mind again. So it was one that I was actually considering first. So I'm sure it would look great. I'm sure it would look awesome. All right, so added our thank you. And there's our cards. I know that a lot of people are gonna start thinking about and circling back to Love What You Do, especially since all the cow projects that have hit the Pinterest and the internet. So the cow spots are the one that we use to fill in the flower, and the smaller little watercolor dot make great cow spots. So I think people who didn't get it the first time, it's been a year, are circling back to it now for cow spots, for how beautiful the flowers really are, right? I'll lightly edit it and get the project sheet done, and then have that for you on the blog. If you live local and you're coming to Coffee and a Card, text me. Let me know. I'm gonna cut a bunch of kits anyways, and we're gonna have a good time tomorrow. Just drop in. All right, you guys, if you got questions about the project, about Camp Wanna Stamp, about Check You Out, today's the last day to register for both of those, please email Marisa at kitchentablestamper.com. Reach out if you need me. Have a great night.